Hello, Stockton. This is Darius with Divine Numerology and Jessica Gillenwater
Hey guys.
with Readings with Jessica Gillenwater. Today we are doing our show. This is awesome. Today is the 5th of January. So we're in the 5th day into this year and just getting used to the energies for, so welcome everybody. Welcome to the new year. This is the first show of the year, and you know what? It's so crazy that this first show of the year happens to be on the 5th day of the first of the year. The first
somebody that's born on the 5th.
Yeah, right. I'm born on the 5th, right? So look, check this out. For those of you who like to use, who want to know how to use this stuff in your life, look, I didn't choose. I didn't say, hey, Friday should be on the day of the 5th. Right now, look, yeah, Jessica just pointed because there's 5 lookers on there. Lookers. And
sounds so crazy.
five seers. So I'm born on the 5th. The first day that I actually aired this show was on May the 5th. The 5th day of the 5th month. And the first show of this year is on January 5th. Didn't plan that. They didn't say, hey, Darius, what do you think a good day to do your first show of the year is? No. This is just how it happened. These are some of the things that lets you know providence is in effect.
And today marks 8 months since you started the show.
Yeah, it does. It does. High five. 8 bonus. You know what? I'm gonna say I'm gonna do a little bonus. Right now it's 3:16. If anyone can tell me what the number 8 is, what the number 8 equals before 3:20, then I have a bonus for you. This is for our viewers that are watching on Jessica's show, Facebook Live. So if you guys, and for those of you who are watching from KXVS, also tune in to Jessica Gillenwater's show. It's Readings with Jessica. Right now it's live. If you guys want to cash in on this bonus here.
What mystical moments.
Oh, yeah.
But I put this. I was trying to reconnect. But I put this as Divine Numerology because it's your show. So so tune in to Mystical Moments with Jessica Gillenwater and try to cash in on this. For those of you who are able to tell me what the number 8 equals. You guys, it's trying to connect. You guys like, man, I'm trying to put this number down. Oh, that's a hint right there of what 8 means.
What's it? What?
I can't say it because
then
they'll know the answer. But you already know.
Yeah, I know.
That's a good hint right there.
All right, you know too. Uh-oh.
Sorry, guys. Good thing you guys didn't hear that because I almost gave you a clue of what 8 means.
Okay, cool. So you guys are back. All right, so we see the live viewers. We got an awesome show lined up for you guys today. We're going to talk about the number today, what it means. If you guys want a shortcut to that, then go take a look at my Facebook page. I put it up this morning.
Book of the Face.
We're going to talk about these numbers like you guys already heard, but for our other audience, we're going to be talking about 2 books that I just got for numerology. We should be having an incredible guest on who wrote a book called Dogs and Roses. Her name is Rosalind Kahn, and she does a number of other things helping people in the community. So you guys, we're going to take a quick break, so don't go nowhere. We'll be right back.
This is Barbara Berrigan-Perea with Delta Flows, a radio show by the Voice of Stockton and Restore the Delta. This is the weekly radio show where we discuss everything Delta related: the environment, water management, water quality, farming, history and culture, public events, recreation, Delta food, and the arts. Tune in to Delta Flows on KXVS, the Voice of Stockton, streaming live on Facebook and YouTube at KXVS Radio.
Attention, Stockton. Are you experiencing a transition in business, relationships, health, or your life purpose? I'm Darius Oliver, and I help people to look within and find clarity and direction in their constantly changing lives. Tune in and listen with me as I go deep into your patterns and personal cycles through divine numerology. Any life transition you're experiencing can be illuminated by an in-depth analysis of your chart. For the first time in Stockton, you now have access to a professional numerologist here to help you light your own way. I'm in the booth to help you find your own truth. Tune in to Divine Numerology every Friday at 3 p.m. on The Voice of Stockton. Welcome back, Stockton. This is Darius Oliver and Jessica Gillenwater with Divine Numerology and Mystical Moments with Jessica. That was a mouthful, man. So
oh shoot! I'm about to fell on the microphone.
For those of you who are listening in through the KXVS media channel, we have a winner for our contest. And I said if whoever was able to tell us what the number 8 means before 320, and right now it's 322, which is my name. My name equals 322. We had a bonus. Yeah, we got a bonus for you. So the one who won that is who won? I saw who
Jennifer.
Won,
I forgot.
Tolentino.
Can't even talk right.
Tolentino. Yes, Jennifer Tolentino. For those of you who don't know, she does Akashic Records. Yeah, she does Akashic Records and such like that. So this is a card read for her. I'm gonna shuffle this. And Jen, why don't you tell me when to stop shuffling these cards, okay?
Dun, dun, dun.
Just click stop.
Oh.
When you're ready.
You mean type stop?
Yeah, type
There's
stop. Click stop. Okay.
It's really warm. I guess that makes sense energetically.
Yeah.
I feel it in heat. That's good though. Sweating with blessings.
Oops, one fell out. Okay,
and
it said
perfect
stop.
Timing.
Okay, cool. Just, you know what? One card fell out.
As soon as she said stop, it was like, boop.
So,
because she got it like that.
So, I guess that's a bonus card. Hey, babe, so choose one of these.
Wait, is that for Jen?
Yeah.
This is Jen's.
Yeah, that one fell out.
What am I picking?
You're picking one card for her, and then Dustin's going to look at both of them.
Okay. All right, Jen. Okay. What's this one? This one.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh, wow, look.
Oh, cool.
I like they are.
And I'm in this month. I'm in this month, but this specific month of that.
Man, this
so
is crazy.
So it's funny. Yeah, you gotta show her that.
Yeah. She don't even know. She's like, what are you guys talking about? What? Like, because we didn't say nothing. All right, so go ahead.
So it's funny. The first card, it was 22, the number on it, and the second one was 6. And yesterday I went into 24 months. And what? Yeah, 24. It was just I went into a 24 months yesterday, and that narrows down, goes down to 6. So it's funny that the 24 dropped out, and then the one I picked was a 6. So I think that's funny, and how they go together, these two cards.
And so we're gonna have Dustin.
This is the first.
Dustin,
do you want to show it to her?
Yeah. Oh, go for it.
Oh, okay.
So that's the card, and also to
possibilities.
Yeah, to the cameras too, like so they can see it. Those guys, those cameras, and so everyone, and then our magic guy Dustin,
And this is a second.
That's the second card.
Contract.
Oh, look.
Born on March 6th. That's funny.
Cool.
So 24 adjacent possibilities, many unconsidered options. So upright. Sometimes the force of habit keeps you stuck and unaware of the potential healthier and happier choices at hand. Yet every moment gives you the option to open different door and take a different course, whether it's in your thoughts, behaviors, or major life decisions. Unlike the indecision card, which indicates confusion and vacation about which course to take, the adjacent possibilities card is here to tell you that you have many options, and it's time to take a wider look at things. As you consider the many life choices available, you feel more and more empowered and motivated to make the decisions that bring happiness, strength, and forward motion. In terms of your goals, this card could indicate unknown and previously unconsidered habits. Perhaps there's a marketing tool you haven't thought of, connection you haven't tapped, or even entirely different direction that would be more suited to you. Be considerate, be aware, and be flexible and willing to take new and different actions now.
Awesome. So,
sorry, that was a mouthful.
About doing that.
Okay. Awesome. Thanks, dude.
No problem.
So that was Dustin, and he had some really awesome input on that for us. I'm trying to do video.
That's on Facebook?
Instagram. Okay, there we go.
Or you could do live on Instagram if you want. I could show you.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, look, guys. Like, she understands this stuff, like teaching me this stuff. So
okay, and then this would be live, and the longest it could go is 1 hour, and then it cuts off.
Awesome.
And then to end it, there's a top right, and then it'll show you how to do it.
Awesome. So Dustin, okay, Jennifer. So let me see what time it is. Okay, cool. We got 3 minutes before we go to break. So Dustin, real quick, will you read this one for me?
Hold on one second.
Number
Let me
6.
get all this in order so we can...
Oh, thank you, Kay.
Oops. There, and here we go.
Right there. Number 6.
Number 6. Contract. Partnership, legal commitment. Upright. This card shows a contract in the background ready to be signed, indicating a committed connection of some sort. This union may be a business deal, the sale of a home, a new job, or even a commitment in marriage. Whatever the connection is, this card is more than casual agreement. It's usually something that requires a document that's binding, at least the time being. The scales of justice also indicates that if a legal action is underway, it is likely to turn out in your favor. This card shines a light on a potential new opportunities, so remain aware and receptive in what may be coming your way.
Thank you.
No problem.
Just want to say hi to my mom real quick, watching on Facebook Live.
Shout out. Shout out.
Hi, Mommy.
Awesome. So we are live too on Instagram here.
I forgot.
Hey guys, for those of you, the new audience. So we're going to go to break, and when we come back, we should have our guest on our show. Her name is Rosalind Khan, like I mentioned before. She's going to be talking to us about the book that she just recently published, Dogs and Roses. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Sorry, I turned down a little bit. Okay, so I know we totally just cut off like everyone's favorite song, but we wanted to tell everybody that we have a new YouTube channel, and we need you to subscribe to the new channel because we're not uploading or streaming on the old channel anymore. It's still the Voice of Stockton.
It's going to be fresh, brand new.
New content.
Great content.
Yeah.
Only exclusively on KXVS.
Yes, if you and on this video will be a link in the description where you can click it, but if you want to type it in, we made it real easy for you. You know bit.ly, the short link, bit.ly, so you can type bit.ly/subscribe_KXVS_YouTube. So bit.ly/subscribe_KXVS_YouTube. That's easy enough, right, Donovan? Donovan is a silent minority.
Speechless.
I'm trying to get my accent right. Hold on. I'm just throwing over it in my head. Let me start. Hold on. Yeah, hold on. How to do it? All right, I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to go subscribe to this new channel. It sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Yo, what's different about this channel than the last one?
Well,
what's changed?
Well, we're making some changes. We're always doing something new, but this is something that we had to do this, and we've had to do this for a while. So this new channel, it's really not much different, except the channel will be different. So all our new content is going on the channel, and we're going to migrate all our videos over to that channel as well, and we won't be using the old channel. So if you're waiting on that channel, you'll be missing it. So please do subscribe to our new channel, and it's real easy. Follow us on Facebook, thevoiceofstockton.org. You can find us everywhere. Keep watching us on our live streams, but that's it. We just wanted to break in and tell you that.
And let's make Stockton better together.
That's right. Make Stockton better together. All right. So, you know what? Let's start this track over because this is the best bomb song. And thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you. KXVS, the Voice of Stockton with Donovan and Mr. Details, Dustin Breakwell. This is Governor Don signing off.
Hello.
Hey guys.
We are back. And so this is Darius, Oliver, and Jessica with Divine Numerology and Mystical Moments with Jessica. And we are here. We have an awesome guest on the line with us. Let me just pull her in real quick. Hello, Rosalind, are you there?
I'm here. Good to talk to you. How are you guys doing today?
We're doing great.
How are you?
Let me introduce.
I'm doing beautiful.
I'm going to introduce
20 balls
you to
up in the air and still flying.
Yeah, I'm going to introduce you to our guest real quick, just so they know. And I mentioned it to you guys that Rosalind Kahn, she is an author and she is a public speaker, and she helps people to get involved in the process of speaking through TED Talks. She loves animals, and she loves to help people heal through different traumatic different traumas and things like that. In fact, she wrote a book, which she's going to be talking about, called, well, I'll let her tell you. I might have mentioned it, but she's going to tell you better than I can. And I want to say thank you, Rosalind Kahn, for being on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, this is Rosalind. It's truly an honor and a pleasure to be with you guys because so much exciting stuff is happening here in California. Let me tell you about the book Dogs and Roses. I sound like a really excited, exuberant, upbeat person, but the book came from depression. And what's really amazing is if we go back in history, just take a moment back, one of the things about Geraldine Ford, when she was First Lady, is she brought out the fact that it was okay to talk about depression. It made it an okay thing to talk about. And so what I want to let people know is there's a lot more depressed people than we really give credit for. And unfortunately, a huge amount of them actually come from the service. I wasn't in the service, but I too was depressed. And my coach asked me, what brings you happiness, Rosalind? And I said, there's two things in the world that bring me happiness. I love dogs and I love roses. And so he said, well, find a way to bring more of them in your life. And so what I did is I went out and I started taking pictures. And I would find the cutest little dogs, and I love photography. There's nothing I love more than taking pictures. And if you go to my phone, there's thousands and thousands of pictures of dogs and thousands of pictures of roses. And the amazing thing about these two things is they both have tremendous healing qualities about them. And they say, for example, if you go ahead and you stroke a dog for just 15 or 20 minutes, it's actually better than human communication. And on a rough night's sleep and my husband's snoring and I can't sleep, I pick up the dog, I take him with me, and he cuddles next to me, and we both go off to sleep. And this dog, it's a bad day. He's there by my side. He's a foster dog, because I want to get these dogs into foster care, and that's my goal with my book here, is to foster dogs. And there's a path here. So the dog is so well trained that even when I come home on this long day, it's okay if I don't take him out. He understands. He says, this lady's a busy lady. When I wake up in the morning, there he is. And that's the beautiful power of dogs. They're like your best friends. And I can tell you a huge number of people, when they lost their dogs, there's like a part of them that's gone, and they don't know what to do. And the other part of the equation is roses. There's no two roses that are the same. And I believe that rose is an element that is an analogy for life. On the bottom of the thorns are the thistles, or the sleepless nights, or the people who frustrate, the people who anger me, the pains and frustrations of what I want and I don't get, that I can't have, that, why isn't it, why doesn't it? And at the top is this beautiful, elegant formation that no two exactly are alike. And see, the beauty of it is that rosebud doesn't last forever. Just like the happy times don't last forever. In order to get to happy times, we have the sad times. And it's the combination of the two of those that we bring together that makes life so unique and special. And then when you go and you look at the healing power of the roses, it's the rose petal oil, which is the far most expensive one that's out there. When you go to foreign countries around the world, it's the concoctions that they make with the roses that bring the greatest benefit to society. I mean, and what's amazing is I never knew when I began this process about the huge healing powers of both of them. And what's really interesting to me is, as I saw these pictures of these dogs, words and phrases came to me. So it's not just a picture of dogs, it's not just a picture of roses, they're pictures that I took. And they're sayings that came to me as I was looking at those dogs, and looking at those roses, and there's no two that's more beautiful than the other. And the other part of the story is it's dedicated to veterans. My father was a merchant marine, and he served our country extraordinarily well. And not only did he do that, but as a teacher in the classroom, I do many things. One of them is I've been a teacher for the last 2 decades, and I've had thousands of students who've been in my class and learned the art of public speaking and English as a second language and good things. But the ones I remember the most are the veterans. And I'm going to go to one guy that I had at Santa Monica College, and I remember him like nothing, and he like everything. He said, why isn't the other students don't do their work? Why do they complain? Why do they just give you so much trouble? Why can't they just do their work?
Yeah.
And that's why I love the veterans, because they do what you ask them to do. I mean, it's so amazing. There's 3 veteran stories, and one of them is a veteran that I had at Antelope Valley College, and as a part-time teacher, you don't have any stability, but I've been all over the city, about Los Angeles, out to Thousand Oaks, up to Antelope Valley, out to Cypress, Citrus, and everywhere in between, teaching because I love it. And I have my students do a speech, and it's called the Treasure Chest speech. Let me ask you a question. If I asked each of you, what are the 2 things that are most important in your life? I don't care what they are. What are the 2 things that each of you would say would be most important to you? Jessica, what do you think?
Well, right away I was thinking family and friends, and even those that seem like family, whether it's animals or friends that became like family.
Oh, that's sweet. And so you'd probably bring in a picture of your family or your friends or the family pets, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Darius, what would you pick?
Two things that are the most important?
Yeah, 2 things that are really things that you treasure, that you really relish in life. What would those be?
Love and self-fulfillment.
I'm sorry?
Love and self-fulfillment.
Love and?
Self-fulfillment.
Self-fulfilling. Those are beautiful things. And so what this student brought was part of his family history. His grandfather, his father, his great-grandfather, all were veterans in the Marines, and he brought this helmet from, I don't know, we'll call it the 1900s, the early 1900s. And I'm going, oh my God, this is unbelievable. It's incredible. And then he talked about life after the service. And he said, I've been kind of sick, and I've had these ailments, and I don't know if it's Agent Orange or what it is. And I said, is it just you? And he goes, no, everybody in my troop. And I said, well, you should go to the VA down in the valley. It's real close to where I live. And he says, they don't do anything. And, my heart kind of dropped at that. And then a few years later, I was at another college out in Pasadena. And, sometimes we say things and we're misunderstood. And so this was a major misunderstanding where people didn't understand what I said. And I got called in the office and my name was all across the United States. And the question was this, did you do the same thing here, Rosalind? And I said, no, I didn't. And I said, actually, I have a Marine that's in my class. And this Marine works down at Camp Pendleton, and his job is every group goes off to war, he's the guy who wishes them well. And that was my student. And then the next student that sent me an email after my class was over, I tell you I teach everywhere, was in Santa Monica College. And he sent me an email after class was over. And I'll never have forgotten this email. And it says, thank you for everything you taught me, Professor Khan. I really learned a lot in your class.
Wow,
and I just want to let you know,
awesome.
my job in the Marines is I'm the one who knocks on the door when a person's life has been taken away. And I didn't ask these people to tell me these stories. This is just what happened. But then we go to Cuba. Yeah, Cuba is next up. I told you I teach all over the place. And I met a vet there. And this is how the story all came together. He told me that when he went to war, he served 2 terms, and when he came back, he was messed up, and his wife worked long hours, and he didn't have time, and his house was brand spanking new, but he was suffering from PTSD, and he couldn't talk to his wife, so he got this dog, and it was the most beautiful thing that happened. He said, when I went back to war, we were lucky we were able to keep our dog, but many people send their dogs to kill centers. And I said, no, I love dogs. We can't do that. And that's how the book came about. And that's why I've dedicated my book to go ahead and help veterans so when they go to war, they don't need to lose their dogs. And recently, I actually made my first donation to an organization that's out of Assumption, Illinois, and it's called Soldiers and Dogs, and you can check them out on Facebook, and it says, thank you, Rosalind, for your donation.
Okay.
And they're an organization that trains rescue dogs to work with veterans. Is that not cool?
That's really cool.
Well, that's a mouthful. I'm sure you got some questions, so let you ask.
Did you want to go first?
Oh, you can ask. I knew you were about to ask.
So the question that I was curious, so we can hear through your voice your passion that you have for helping people to heal from traumatic experiences, but also the fact that you have had your fair share of a battle with depression. And
oh my God.
I was just wanting to know, what would you say to anybody right now that is, looking for some type of, word of advice? What word of advice would you give to any of people in our audience or anyone listening out there as far as what they should do, what they can do to help them in this time?
I'm really glad that you asked me that question. And the one thing is, don't lose hope. And the way that we don't lose hope is we become a service to other people. Go out and do something nice for somebody. It doesn't need to cost any money. You can simply open a door for a stranger. Go talk to a senior. Go visit someone in a hospital. Go help a kid in an elementary school. When we give to other people, it's the most amazing feeling that you get is the service to other people. It's getting outside yourself. The second thing I would say is this, and it's write a list of gratitude. Every day I create this list, and even when you feel like a piece of crap, I've got a head on my shoulder, I got shoes on my feet, I got food in the refrigerator, and I have clothes on my back. There's heat in my house. I have a friend. Whatever that list is, and when you go through that list, God works in mysterious ways. I mean, I remember a time where, sometimes we feel it so bad, and there's no one else. And the next big thing I would say is get up and move. When you feel really whatever, get up and do 10 jumping jacks. Get up and scream. Get up and yell. Go out and walk around the block. Just get out of your house. Just leave wherever you're at and just get up and go. Because the worst thing that you can do is pull back the covers and go back to sleep. It's not going to get better. It's not. It's just the same little voice is going to go ahead and repeat itself over and over and over and over and over. And do any of these things I said cost money? No, none of them at all. Simple, easy things that people can do.
Thank you. Thank you for answering that question.
Wow.
Do you want to ask a question?
So I was wondering, has your book released already?
I'm sorry?
Did you release your book already?
Yeah, I actually have 2 books released, and there are 2 more on their way. The one that I've been talking about right now is called Dogs and Roses, How to Face Troubled Times. It's available on Amazon, and you can get it in Kindle version as a free downloadable thing, so you don't even have to have a Kindle. And it's just, I think it's $3.97. And then I have the color copies right now that I'm selling for $25. You can get on Amazon, but I've got a book signing that's coming out, and I'm going to be signing books and copies of those tomorrow in beautiful Northridge.
Where'd you say?
I'm sorry?
In Los Angeles?
Oh, yeah, I'm in Los Angeles, but awesome. I know you guys got listeners all over the world. But, hey, I speak all over the world, so if someone wants me to do a book signing in their area, I'm there. I can do it.
Awesome.
And I also help people reduce their stress. It's published by Solutions Press, and they can get it online on Amazon.com, and it's awesome. It's awesome.
Thank you for sharing your passion. So if someone wanted to get in contact with you, what would be the best way?
Well, the best way that they could do is if you go to my webpage, I offer a free gift. If you go ahead and sign up, you'll get a copy of my newsletter. And Darius has received one of these, I'm sure. He will be soon.
Yep.
And they're chock full of information. Did you receive one of those newsletters, Darius?
Let's see. I'm checking right now.
I posted it on Facebook.
Because I remember you saying you sent it. So let me just check.
Yeah, there was a problem with the email, and that's what I was telling you. But a lot of people just have newsletters, and as my coach said, they're all about them. But mine is not about me. I talk about the event where I met Darius, and I talk about 2 incredible speakers. One of them was Don Fawcett, who was a police officer who got involved in this really heavy artillery battle with this guy who had a rifle up to his face.
Wow.
And he was trying to get the guy to drop the gun, and he could do one thing, he could pull the trigger, but he stopped himself because it's the worst thing that ever could happen to an officer is to have their 2 young kids watch their father get killed in front of them.
Yeah.
And so this is one of the stories I tell. I don't want to ruin the story, but there's that story. And then there's a Melissa Hull. Melissa Hull tells a mother's greatest nightmare. And how would you feel as a mother having 2 young childs and losing one of them? And from that tragedy, she created this whole movement. It's called the ripple effect. And so I highlight different people I've seen in my own experience and what's happened with them and their experiences, as well as some information about where I'm at and where I'm going and what's up next. So anybody who's listening to the show, I want you to write this down. You want to go to Rosalyn, ROSALYN. Last name is KAHN.com. And if you go to that, you will go ahead and you can download a free copy of one of my newsletters and get signed up, and you can reach out to me there. And if you have any problems, this is a sure where to find me. Go to my first TED Talk. It's called Language Comes to Life, and it'll show you TEDx, and you can watch that, and you'll get the correct spelling of my name. And my webpage is just my name, RosalynCon.com, and sign up for that free gift. And who knows, maybe I'll be speaking in your neighborhood tomorrow or the next day or the next day or the next day. Because great stuff is happening. And the last thing I want to say is always believe in yourself, believe in miracles, because if you work hard enough, anybody can make them happen. Gratitude beyond words, and this is Rosalyn Con. Thank you, both of you.
What's the what's the name of your first TED Talk?
My first TED Talk is called Language Comes to Life, and it's about taking my English as a second language students to the theater and how it changed the way they learn English. And the second one is called Coming Around the Curve on the Battle of Scoliosis and how that helped me become more understanding of other people's ways of life. And the third one is called Breaking Cultural Barriers and how everyone can make a difference in the world.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Miss Rosalyn Con. You, thanks for being on the show. Me and Jessica want to, just thank you again.
Yeah, thank you so much.
And
I think it's really great what you do.
Just awesome. It's just awesome, and persistence does pay. I knew that I had you guys out there, and it was just like I sent a message to him this morning, and for some reason it didn't go through. But that's the whole deal of persistence pays, doesn't it?
Yes. Yes, it does.
I can hardly wait till I meet you, Jessica. When are you coming down to Southern California?
I don't know the exact next time, but I feel like it'll probably be sooner than I think it would.
Well, you guys can always invite me up to Northern California. I was just up there. There was a post on my page of Castro Valley where I met a Santa Claus up there. And looking at the vets up there, and there's some colleges and universities up there that I might be up and doing some speaking. So who knows? We're going to have a contest. We're going to see who gets to see each other first. You coming to Southern California or me going to Northern California? Are you ready? Get set, let's go.
And there's actually Delta College near here, so...
I'm sorry?
There's actually the community college near here called Delta College.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the one. What's the one that I went and I have all the cards here? I've got so many cards. If anybody wants to be an assistant, I could certainly use one. It is, there's a college I went to up there. I can't think of it, but it's right outside the city of Hayward. It's outside the city of Hayward. Is that the one that you're thinking of?
Well, I know it's inside Stockton.
I'm sorry?
I know it's in Stockton. Darius might know.
We'll be able to fill you in on all the details, actually, because we got a couple of different colleges out here.
Oh, cool.
So, and we have a lot of people who may be interested in connecting with you as far as, touching base and, that have interest in animals and, really want to do some really big things. So, thanks again for being on the show. We're going to go to break, Miss Roslyn. And you have an awesome day. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much. I look forward to speaking to you both and continuing our lively conversation. God bless you all. May you have a blessed and beautiful day. And thank you all, listeners. Have a good one.
Awesome.
You too. Thank you.
Thanks. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be right back. We're going to talk about these two books right before we go to before we end the show. They got some really good information in it. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
One gas lawnmower emits about the equivalent of 40 late model cars? From the Valley Air District, this is your Healthy Air Living Report. Electric mowers are easier to use, lighter, and quieter than gas mowers, with no spills and no emissions. And they work just as well on an average size lawn. Now it's easier than ever to replace your old gas mower with an electric model and get as much as $250 off with Clean Green Yard Machines, the lawnmower trade-in program from the Valley Air District. Just visit the grants section of valleyair.org for program details, an application, and a list of all the participating scrap metal dealers in the San Joaquin Valley where you can turn in your old polluting gas mower. Once you've purchased one of the many eligible electric mowers, send in your receipt, application, and verification that you retired your old gas burner, sit back, and wait for your money. That's valleyair.org. Clean Green Yard Machines. This has been your Healthy Air Living Report from the Valley Air District. Please turn off your engine. From the San Joaquin Valley Air District, this is your Healthy Air Living Report. Motor vehicles are responsible for a majority of valley air pollution, and vehicle idling produces a large amount of unnecessary emissions. Consider shutting off your engine, parking, and entering that restaurant or coffee house instead of going through the drive-thru. And when you're waiting to pick up your kids from school, remember the phrase, turn the key and be idle-free. Making these types of changes will help reduce wear and tear on your engine, save you gas, and save you money. Reaching our air quality goals and protecting public health should be a priority, one that can be achieved when we all work together. This has been your Healthy Air Living Report from the San Joaquin Valley Air District. Warm, stagnant weather may be the catalyst for ground-level ozone, but you can make a difference. From the San Joaquin Valley Air District, this is your Healthy Air Living Report. The valley's bowl-like shape and weather do help create the perfect conditions to breed high levels of smog. But the emissions we create are the main ingredient of this type of air pollution. What you do on a daily basis does make a difference. So help us reduce harmful emissions by living a healthy air life and thinking about where you can reduce your pollution-producing activities. We must leave no stone unturned when searching for ways to clean our valley's air and protect public health. For a list of ideas on how you can help, visit healthyairliving.com. That's healthyairliving.com. This has been your Healthy Air Living Report from the Valley Air District.
Hello. Thank you, audience. Thank you, everyone who comes to listen to Divine Numerology with Darius and Jessica and Mystical Moments with Jessica. For those of you who are not yet familiar with this beautiful woman that is sitting next to me, this is my fiance. And she is also a quite talented clairvoyant. And she is also an angelic Reiki master. In fact, both of us are angelic Reiki masters. And she has her own practice with doing psychic readings. So for actually another term is energy healer. She's an energy reader and an energy healer, and a very strong clairvoyant intuitive. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach her. How can they reach you, Jessica?
You could reach me through Facebook if you have me on Facebook, or my number, which is 209-395-5631. I almost gave you a number.
Oh, it's okay. You give my number out.
Like you said, I do give psychic reads through different gifts like clairaudience, clairsentience, but different psychic gifts. Also, I really enjoy giving past life readings and the energy healings. And he also is really good at energy healings too.
Awesome. So right before we go, just want to give you guys a little shout out to this book here, Soul Numerology. For those of you who are interested, this is a really good book to check out because it's very basic and simple. And it goes over quite a few of the different numbers. It goes over compatibilities with certain numbers and others, how we can manage conflict within our own numbers that we have, some of the basic meanings. It also explains how to calculate names for, looking at different effects and different outcomes. Just to read the number 5 today. 5, birth number 5, resourceful, resilient, adventurous, clever. Always on the move is what is said about you. Freedom is what you are all about. Your desire, freedom from restrictions, and plenty of new things to do. Travel where you can experience change and variety is good for 5s. Be aware that you don't try so many things, you get left with none and dissipate your chances by always wanting to go on to the next situation before the last is assimilated properly.
That's true.
In negativity, a 5 can be afraid to use their freedom and retreat to some safe place. But there they will only suffer the frustration that any loss of freedom generates. In positivity, you are very active, and versatility is your middle name. You have the ability to accomplish whatever you want to do. You have an ability to analyze. What a bright one you are. Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed fits you to a T. Always on the go, finding new things to do and ever ready to take a chance in life. And that is birth number 5, a little bit more. In fact, chance taking may be taken to extremes. Your quick thinking leaves others breathless at times. So give them a time to catch up. So that is for the number 5, and just a little bit for this. For those of you who are curious as far as what the number 5 and food relates to, so because we're going to be talking about this soon, we're going to be talking about different foods in later segments. One of the foods that I'll say right now, our time is short on the show, but oatmeal. Oatmeal for the number 5. And for those of you who know me closely, I've been saying oatmeal for a really long time. And yeah, it's one of my insider jokes. I always talk about oatmeal.
And he actually really does like oatmeal.
I really do. I love oatmeal. And why are you laughing, Dustin?
He has an emotional connection.
Yeah.
I like oatmeal too.
Yeah. The truth comes out. It does. All right. So
you can't handle the truth.
Yeah, man. I'm having trouble handling that.
If you're a good man.
Yeah. If you're born on the 5th, 14th, or 23rd, include the following for natural balance: carrots, nuts of all kinds, parsnips, cloves, mace, hops, ginseng, peas, parsley, oats in all forms. Yep, see, I told you. Thyme, caraway seeds, apricots, hyssop, string beans, rye products in all forms, cherries, buckwheat, and cranberries. Rest and relaxation is your best medicine. Get plenty of sleep.
So what is hyssop?
We will let you guys know next week what hyssop is.
Hyssop.
And that is our show for today. Thank you guys, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you for Jessica's guests off of the Mystical Moments with Jessica channel. Thank you for everyone who tunes in from my channel. And thank you to our awesome audience from KXVS who tunes in with us every single week. You guys have an awesome weekend, and we can't wait to see you next week for our awesome guests that we're going to have on. Until then, peace.
Peace.
The views and opinions expressed in the following program do not necessarily reflect those of KXVS, the Voice of Stockton, or its parents, affiliates, management, and staff.
My name is Miriam, and I am the Voice of Stockton.